Who's ready to get a little bit better? If so, you should comment yes right now. Woo! Here we go. All right. I might be a little a little over the top because I am riding high off of friggin' amazing day of coaching. And my day started this morning at 8 o'clock with a community call with my transformation community. I'll talk more about that in a minute. But we're talking this entire month all about the power of proximity. And so it led me to kind of frame up a question because, I know the answer. What's the quickest way to elevate my life? What is the fastest path to elevate my life, to get where I want to get, to accomplish, to achieve, to impact, to create influence? What's the fastest path? The answer is extremely simple and clear. It is proximity. Proximity is power. My framework that I coach from, it's literally what I've seen hundreds of people's lives deeply transformed in lasting ways, is the 5 framework. Decision number 3, it's 5 decisions that create sustainable transformation. Number 3 is I pursue proximity and invite accountability. I'm only going to talk about the first part of that. You really need proximity and accountability. One of the guys on the call this morning was a little honest, and he said what many of you think but would not be honest enough to say it this way. Oh yeah, I love proximity. I just hate the accountability. Now, this is a guy who's been in coaching for 2.5 years. And even though he doesn't like the accountability, he keeps putting himself in an environment because he knows without it, he goes from wah to tanking. And every time he comes back around and says, no, I'm not going to run from accountability. I'm going to embrace the accountability. His life continues to elevate. So what's the quickest path to elevate your life? Your business, your marriage, your health, your spiritual life, any area. The quickest path to elevate your life is getting around the right people. Your life will be the direct reflection of the expectation of your peer group. More simply said, who you surround yourself with, your life will inevitably begin to reflect their standards. High standards, you, them, you want to rise and elevate up to their level. You, them, low standards, you're going to level down to their level. So we can't, a lot of people are sleepwalking through their lives and wondering, why am I not getting what I want? Why am I not getting promoted? Why am I not getting fit? Why am I not getting the relationship that I've always desired? Well, oftentimes the answer is, well, look at who you're surrounding yourself with. You can't get it being around those jokers. Get around some new people, create some new relationships. And so I just wanted to real practically give you some handles around this because it can kind of be a big topic. Proximity is power. Great. Now, how do I do with that? How do I implement that truth, that principle in my life? Let me give you 3 ways. I'll break each one down a little bit, but I'll give you 3 ways to maximize this principle of proximity in your life. Number 1, the obvious, people. You got to get around the right people. There's a lot of different ways to talk about this, but I like the visual of there's always going to be people that I'm reaching down to. I'm trying to pull them up, right? There's going to be people that I'm reaching out to. I'm like, what's up, bro? What's up, girl? These are my people. These are my peers, right? And then there's always going to be people that I'm reaching up to. Come on, pull me up. I need some people that are where I have not been yet. They're going to pull me up to their level. Another way to say it, you need people that you're going to serve. You need some peers who are going to become friends. And you need some mentors who you're going to learn from. You need some people that you're going to serve. You're going to reach down to. You need some peers that are not just going to be there, be like, hey, what's up? But they're going to be there when you need them to be there. They're going to become friends that are trustworthy, that are loyal, that are faithful. A lot of you got some proximity around some peers, but they have not become friends who are loyal and faithful, who will call you out on your crap excuses and your stupid decisions. And you need to get some friends. I don't have time to go through it here, but I'm going to walk the community through because I've got a little bit more time, an exercise to evaluate the kind of peers that you have in your life. How do you start to see that? And just take some time to journal and hey, who are the friends I have in my life? and try to categorize those. Like, are they here for me or am I here for them? That's facing some reality right there. I'll be honest. I realize that I need to um, nurture some more friendships where I can not just give, but also receive more. I know I need to nurture some more friendships like that because there's a extroverted friend of mine who we share the same. We're both extroverts, and like, there's a lot when you're an extrovert. A lot of people are like, "Oh yeah, he's my best friend," but there's not as many people that I would say they're my best friend, right? And so you need some people that you're gonna reach out, they're become friends, and then you must have some people that you're gonna reach up to that you're gonna learn from. That they're reaching down to you, you're reaching up to them, and you are learning from them to learn because we don't know what we don't know. And so we need some people around us who we can become better just by being around them. And you're not going to get that without a whole lot of intentionality. So, number one, get around the right people and maximize those relationships. Be aware of the different levels, the different ways of relating in those relationships. And when you start to look at that, then you start to see your gaps. Like, oh my gosh, I'm always reaching down. I'm always serving. I'm always giving. Or like, man, I got people here, but I don't have enough people up here. And so you start to locate where you're at. So maximize it through the people you surround yourself with. Number two, now the last two categories, people don't think about these quite as much in terms of proximity often. And so maybe you have a little bit more ahas here. So category number two, you want to maximize the environments that you're putting yourself in. Environment. So number one, people. Number two, environments. 3 levels of environments. Let me give you these to you real quick. Number one, you want to get environments where you get exposure. So this is short-term, easy access. These things don't have to take money. You don't need to buy a ticket. This is find the nicest restaurant in town or hotel in town and go have coffee. Hang out in the lobby and drink a glass of water for Pete's sake. But exposure, right? Like, get around that. This is driving through an expensive neighborhood. This is going to the car dealership. This is giving yourself just exposure, right? To get in different environments that expand your thinking. This is, I didn't pay anything to go to the networking event, but I put myself in that environment and I got some exposure to some higher level business people, right? So exposure is like, get in the right environments, and just sometimes you just get exposure to it. Quick hit, easy access, low money or no money to get exposure in the right environments. Because exposure to putting yourself in proximity to those environments, it expands your thinking. Number two, experiences. Now, experiences, there might be a little bit larger buy-in to this. My son and I just had an experience. We went and saw one of the NBA playoff games. We got some nice tickets, so we weren't up in the nosebleed. We were in that like private access, like, oh, the civilians going that way. We went this way. And there was an experience that we had, but it cost us some money to get that experience. Experiences like flying first class to wherever you're going. Experiences like staying at the Ritz-Carlton. Experiences like, now, like, listen, guys, don't anybody out there be trying to manipulate my words to be like, oh, Mark's all about money. He's just greedy. He wants to be he wants to be rich and have more money than everybody else. Come on. If you've been following me a little bit, you know me better than that. It's not all about money, but listen, your only limitation to creating the life of your dreams, your best life, the life that you really want, is right here between your ears. So when you get exposure and experiences that expand your thinking, you become a better version of you. Sometimes that exposure might have nothing to do with abundance, even though I'm focusing in on that. It might be getting around people who are really willing to be vulnerable, who are willing to do the deep work to deal with the things. I just got off a call with a friend of mine. We do a call every week to keep each other sharp. We make each other better. And she's put herself in some environments that she didn't want to put herself in. But she knew she needed to, and that exposure and experience that she anteed up some finances to put herself in an environment, it's making her a better person, enabling her to serve her people at a higher level. So experiences, you may have to ante up, but like when you go swim with dolphins, when you gosh, we're getting ready to fly out for a month and go stay on an island in the Caribbean. Like that's kind of fun. That is an experience that I had to ante up a little bit, but that is an experience that my kids aren't going to forget, that we get to create. And so we're creating those kinds of experiences. So number 2, experiences. Number 3, relationship building environments. So don't just expose yourself to environments like quick hits or, man, I'm going to have an amazing experience. Put yourself in environments that are focused on building relationships, long-term stuff. I am honored to lead this transformation community and all the people that are in my masterminds, dozens and dozens of people that are in these environments. And we don't just, like most of my clients, they start with me and they don't leave. People that have been with me from the beginning, over 5 years in coaching environments that I've created. Why? They're not there just for some information. They're not there just for a quick hit. Oh, I got this one idea one time. They're there to build relationships. And so there's all kinds of different environments. You might be in a BNI network, or you might join this coaching group or this or that. Like, join the transformation community. Like, get around some people that are going to elevate your life. And that's when you get in those environments, you're going to get some people to pull you up. There are going to be people to serve. There are going to be people to reach out. You're going to have some friends that you've never had before, because you put yourself in an environment, not just to create an experience, but to build relationships. Don't overlook the power of building long-term relationships to get where you want to go. So, number 1, people. Number 2, environments. And number 3, most people don't frame this around around proximity, but I'm going to tell you, number 3 is education. Put yourself in proximity to the right education, the right resources that enable you to elevate your life. So that would be the simple, easy access, don't cost you a penny, podcast, YouTube channels, following people on social media even, because like my social feeds are curated. I get better every time I open up social media because they're curated feeds that only bring awesomeness into my life. Some of you are like, social media is so negative. Really? I wouldn't even know, because my social media feed is freaking awesome. Awesome people, positive energy, growth, mindset, challenging. Like, it's all that, because I don't have time for negative environment, negative energy, because I have curated, because I know that education is proximity. And so people don't get access to me unless they're bringing good stuff into my life. So number 1, education. So books, podcasts, articles, courses, all that stuff. And the other big one that I would say on this education that really ties to proximity is events. I know some of you are still like getting back out into the world, but like events are a real thing. Now, virtual's cool and all, and we all came alive to the power of virtual. Ironically, before the pandemic hit, I was already virtual. Like, my community didn't miss a beat because we were already connected. But the power of in-person live events is unmatched. And I don't care if that's a private mastermind meetup. I'm getting ready to host one in a couple months. And so we're going to have like 20 to 30 people, private mastermind, invitation only. And it is going to be, wow! It's like going to be powerful. It's going to be transformative, lasting change. Deep relationships are going to be built. All 3 of these things are going to come together in one event. We're going to do another one in October, beginning of November, that is going to be a larger event, and you're all invited. Y'all should come. Like, if I don't drop a link, send me a message. You're cordially invited to come join us in October, beginning of November. We're going to have a freaking amazing 1-2-day event. It's going to be amazing. But the proximity, I mean, going to events, first ever live event for personal development I went to was with a guy named Bo Eason, who has, the event then was called the Personal Story Power Event. It was some weird long name. Freaking changed my life. Some of the things I'm still walking in, and the relationships, was just talking with a guy today that I met from that event. Long-term relationships, growth, transformation. Tony Robbins events have changed my life. Some of the people I love most in my life, my wife, some of my closest friends, because I went to Tony event and changed my life, and I got them to go to event and change their life. Listen, live events and the relationships, most, like probably over 50% of my clients I've connected with at live events. Listen, do not diminish the power of getting in person. And some of you, that's a stretch. It's getting out of your comfort zone. Do it ways because it's the quickest way to elevate your life. Get in educational growth environments that are going to take you to another level. So, you want to elevate your life? The quickest path, what is it? Proximity. Proximity is power. You got to get around the right people. Do not underestimate. Do not get lazy. Do not sleepwalk through with, oh, well, these are just the people around me. No. As my friend April Garcia says, you've got to design your peer group. You've got to get intentional about it. So if you have not been intentional, it's time to level up that peer group. Begin to create, manifest, pursue, get intentional all about getting in the right proximity. So I'm curious, drop in the comments, which one of these do you need to do? Do you need to pursue the right people? Do you need to get in some new environments? Do you need to avail yourself to the education and growth environments or resources? Which one of those do you need to do? Pick one, make a friggin' commitment for yourself so that you can elevate your life. I hope this has served you. I love you people. This is where you should get off this video right now and go out there and give your greatness to the world because somebody needs what's on the inside of you. Don't hold it back. Go give it away. I love you guys. Have a great week.